People die for money, birds die for food. The bandits that he got a teenage child with such a heavenly award, playing them around, but unfortunately they don't know that the current little watch is actually a troublemaker who is not afraid of the sky and the earth, the braggart king, the gangster. They are destined to commit tai sui, and sooner or later they will give their lives. The night has been 3 watches, and it is dark and difficult to walk. Yang Xiaoxie also deliberately contrived, sometimes slow and sometimes fast, so that the bandits had to believe that this little watch was helping them. 3 watches in a week, it has arrived at the ground. Shhhhh. The bandit leader saw that this kid was full of roads. He nodded and said, "Okay, Xiaoxie, you take 3 people with him to investigate." He said to the left. Yes. Xiaoxie had already led the 3 brothers to follow Yang Xiaoxie to Piwu. From a distance, there was a beam-light candle flame coming from the broken house, and it seemed very quiet everywhere. Presumably everyone had acted according to the plan. Xiaoxie knew that everything was normal, and he said softly, "This uncle, you see that these people are sleeping like dead Zhu, and they don't even know that we are coming." Xiaoxie didn't answer, but thought in his heart, "Yes, we didn't get off the horse and walk, at least there was a little sound of horses' hooves, but they didn't know that it was really dead Zhu." In normal times, the bandits cannot deny that they must be alert, but this group of people has been looted once during the day. They are all ordinary people, plus the little evil tongue turns the lotus. It has been said that they are obsessed. Everyone is eager to get that batch of treasures quickly, and the others don't care anymore. Xiaoxie secretly rejoiced and said, "Uncle, during the day, you see that they are all ordinary people who have died with mediocre hands, and when they see the uncle, they are as frightened as if they have lost their souls and are enchanted, and now it is night, let alone it. Wait a minute, we will rush over and kill them by surprise. How about you ask your boss for a little more?" Zhao San thought for a while and said, "It also makes sense. I took the lead. Of course I want to share a little more, so that we will rush over and kill them without leaving a piece of armor behind, and by the way, I don't want to be a little extra fast." Dare to love him, he still wants to rub oil. Xiaoxie thought to himself, "Damn, my old man wants you to die quickly." He said, "I'll rush first, and you will follow." Xiaoxie shouted loudly with his legs, and the horses galloped forward with a roar. Zhao San and they didn't want to lag behind, laughing wildly and urging the horses to go straight up, and suddenly the sound of horses' hooves was loud, with the momentum of thousands of troops and horses, which was exciting. The bandit leader saw that Zhao San had rushed forward from a distance, thinking that there was no danger, and shouted, "Rush!" in his heart. "It's good." The little evil laughed, and quickly whipped over the rope, and immediately flew over the left side, "Pull the rope." When the ambush man heard the little evil yell, he immediately pulled the rope and wrapped it around the stake. Zhao San and the others didn't know why, and because they were too anxious, they couldn't stop it, so they rushed forward, and as soon as the horse's foot tripped over the rope, they suddenly fell to the ground with a neigh, and the horse turned over. "It's not good. There's an ambush." Before Zhao San could shout, the little evil had already pounced on it, aiming at the Lingtai point behind Zhao San, and Zhao San fell down in response. The other 3 bandits were also knocked unconscious by the passengers with wooden sticks. At this moment, the second bandit had already shouted, "There is an ambush! Retreat!" The horses turned around and galloped back. "Ha ha!" The little evil laughed wildly, "Can you escape?" "Wow!" Several more wails rang out, and the retreat had been sealed. The bandit saw that the retreat had been sealed and shouted, "Hurry up to the left!" When the chariot on the left heard this, he immediately lit a fire, and the boss saw it and exclaimed, "It's not good, there is also an ambush on the left, fuck, we got on that little watch." Everyone rushed to the right, and if you can escape, you will return to the nest to meet. Rush! The bandits roared several times, and even the men and horses rushed straight to the right, and in an instant the dust flew and the hooves shook the sky. Although there is also an ambush on the right, the rope can be used to a limited extent. After tripping 7 or 8 bandits, the rope has been broken. Many people have rushed out of the ambush. The eldest and the second have escaped with several combat experience. Xiaoxie looked at it and shouted, "Do you want to escape?" The eldest and second are like lost dogs, and they have been caught up by the little evil in a short time. "Boss, don't run so far. The money isn't there." When the little evil seizes the opportunity, he will always entertain others. The bandit looked back and saw that only Xiao Biao was chasing after him, and he was relieved a lot, so he turned his horse to meet the little evil and shouted, "Stinky boy! You dare to put the old man together! I want to avenge my brother!" The ghost head knife was drawn, and he turned over and dismounted and slashed at the little evil. The little evil figure stretched out and shrunk to avoid the attack of the ghost head knife. Ling Ling shouted, "The boss treasure is there, but not on my father, but on you. If you let you run, then it is called wronged." When the bandit saw that he had missed the blow with a ruthless blow, he knew that he could not take a good break today, so he didn't say anything, and shook his right hand again to split Huashan and went to Yang Xiaoxie's head Zhu. Xiaoxie saw that his martial arts were mediocre and the moves he used were extremely vulgar. Although he was a little powerful, he didn't care about it. He couldn't hurt himself, as long as the general trend was set. The teasing heart immediately rose. "Oh! It's so dangerous! I don't dare to teach you such a desperate way of playing, my lord." The index finger of his right hand pointed at the ghost head knife and forced it half a foot away, and he kicked the bandit head in the buttocks with one side, laughing non-stop. At this time, the second child has also surrounded him. Xiaoxie still has time to talk and laugh when dealing with the two. "Don't be ashamed, 2 big men bully a child, aren't you afraid to laugh off other people's big teeth?" The second child said sharply, "Xiao Biao, your life is in the end of your life, so you can take your life." When Xiaoxie saw that the second child's martial arts were really higher than the eldest lettuce, he didn't dare to be careless and greeted him in the 36 style of great compassion palm. The 3 of them fought for a short time. They had fought more than 40 moves, and they had won and lost each other, only to see the bandit leader's eyes red and roared, and the sharp knife pointed directly at the left chest of the little evil, and the little evil put his hands together and grabbed the head knife to the left. It's still very early. The second hand hit the flank of the bandit's head. At this time the second child has been as fast as lightning to the waist of the little evil. The little evil chuckled a few times and changed his palm to point to the second ghost head knife, and took the opportunity to attack the boss's shoulder. Bang! Spit out a mouthful of blood, and shook slightly, and counted the attack again. "Boy, I'm fighting with you." He was like a wounded tiger, fighting hard, and for a while he also forced Xiaoxie to retreat a lot, and the second child also took the opportunity to slash at Xiaoyie's back, wanting to attack back and forth. Xiaoxie felt the cold wind coming from behind, knowing that the second child had attacked the key point behind him. His right leg hurriedly stepped forward half a step, bowed forward, and kicked the second child in the chest, then turned over and swept to the left, and the right palm on the head and feet had hit the boss's jade pillow a cup ointment. Wow! The boss slapped again, spitting out a mouthful of blood, and immediately fell unconscious to the ground. The little evil took advantage of the situation to pursue the great compassion palm, a move Buddha 8,000 miles, with the power of thunder, has swept towards the second child. The contact between the two sides bang bang. Wow! The second child has been paralyzed on the ground by spitting blood several times. Xiaoxie clapped his hands and laughed. The old man's moves really worked, and in a few moves, he beat the two bandits to a sigh and vomit blood, and I am also quite good, hee, I have a big set of snacks. He walked in front of the second child and smiled, Uncle, aren't you very good? The second child was panting like a cow with a bloodless face, staring at the little evil and said, the old man has fallen into your hands, if you want to kill it, you can scrape it, don't insult me. Yo! The little evil laughed, the loser is quite backbone, but I just heard your conversation and knew that you were a complete villain, maybe this group of bandits was summoned by you. Yes, and what? Yes, that's better, you'll sacrifice a lot for them later, okay. The second child's body trembled and said angrily, you don't understand the morality of the rivers and lakes, you dare to. Me, I will not spare you as a ghost.